Good afternoon, everyone. So, today we are going to start the revision of chapter number 10, that is microbes in human welfare. You all are aware of the fact that in the nature microbes are present, and these are present in abundant amount. These are microscopic organisms. It means that we can't see them with the naked eye, but yes, bacteria, fungi, we can culture them on the culture media. We can culture them. It means we can make their colonies, and then we can see their colonies. Okay, and then those colonies, they are very much useful in the microscopic study. Otherwise, microbes are the organisms that we can't see with the naked eye. Until now, you have studied that microbes, they causes various kind of disease. But there are certain microbes that are quite important for the human life. So in this chapter, we are going to study about those organisms. So this is our chapter basically, microbes in human welfare. Okay, now if I'll talk about microbes, then you know that bacteria, they come under this category, fungi, okay, various kind of microscopic plants are also there, various kind of microscopic animals are also there. Now one by one we have to study about their importance. How are they important to the human life? Before that, let me tell you about their diversity. Microbes, they are present in a diverse habitat. Just think of any place, any habitat, and there microbe will be present. They are present in soil, in air, in water, in geysers, in thermal vents where the temperature could be as high as 100 degrees Celsius, 1000 degrees Celsius. They are present under the soil. They are present in deep layers of the soil. They are present in the frost conditions. So basically microbes are present everywhere. So now let us talk about their importance. Virus, prions, these also come under the category of microbes. Now, microbes, they play an important role in the general human life. We use different kind of household products, right? So now let us talk about the different household products that we get from the microbes. One of the household product is curd. You might have seen this thing that if your mother is going to make the curd at the home, then what she used to do, she used to warm the milk, and then in that warm milk she used to add some starter, some, you can say, previously made curd, or that is basically known as inoculum, right? Actually what happens, curd, it is made from the milk with the help of a bacteria, and the name of that bacterium is lactobacillus, or I can name it as lactic acid bacteria, LAB. Clear? So basically the inoculum that your mother used to add in the warm milk, actually that inoculum is having millions of lactic acid bacteria. Am I clear? Okay. Now what happens, basically what this bacteria used to do, this lactobacillus, it coagulates and partially digests the milk protein. So when these bacteria, they are added in the milk as inoculum, they start digesting the milk protein. Okay, they do the partial digestion of the milk protein, and as a result that milk changes into curd. This bacteria, it start producing acids, and you know that curd becomes little bit sour due to that acid only. So lactic acid bacteria is added to the milk as inoculum. It releases acid that partially digests and coagulates the milk proteins, results in the conversion of that milk into curd. And if I'll compare milk and curd, then curd is highly nutritional. Curd is having vitamin B12 level to a very high amount. Clear? So this is the first household product. Curd is obtained from a microbe, and the name of that microbe is lactobacillus. Clear? Now, let us talk about second household product that we get from the microbe. The dough that we use in order to make idli, dosa, that dough. Okay, that is also fermented with the help of a microbe, with the help of a fungi, with the help of a bacteria basically. Okay, the dough which is used to make idli, dosa, that dough is fermented with the help of a bacterium. Okay, so you might have seen the dough which is used to make idli, dosa. After fermentation, it gets puffed up, right? It got risen up. That is due to CO2 gas. Now, how CO2 gas is being produced? This you know about the process of anaerobic respiration. Microbes, they respire anaerobically. And what they used to do in this process, suppose here is glucose. When they are respiring anaerobically, they result in the production of CO2. Ethanol, if they are respiring anaerobically, okay. And if the aerobic respiration is taking place, then here water is produced. So basically, due to this CO2, you can see the dough, it got risen up. The puffed up condition of the dough, it is due to the production of the CO2 gas. Clear? Now, let us talk about the next household product that we can make with the help of the microbe. That is various kind of traditional drink. Microbes are also used to make various kind of traditional drinks. Its example is toddy. Toddy is a traditional drink that is basically consumed in southern part of India. There what the people used to do, they are having actually the palm trees. Okay, from the palm trees they used to get the sap. And then this sap is fermented by the microbes. And as a result of the fermentation process, toddy is being made. Clear? So here also we are using the microbe. The next thing that we use while making bread, the dough of the bread, it is again getting fermented with the help of a yeast. The dough which is used to make bread, this dough is again fermented. Okay, and this is fermented with the help of a yeast, and the name of that yeast is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, this yeast is known as baker's yeast, and this is used in the preparation of bread. Am I clear? Microbes, they also play an important role in the formation of cheese. You might have heard about the different varieties of cheese on the basis of their texture, on the basis of their flavor. Actually, this variety comes from the type of the microbe that is being used in the production of the cheese. Like we are having Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese is having large number of holes, and the large number of holes, it is due to the CO2 gas production, and the microbe that is used in the formation of Swiss cheese is Propionibacterium shermani. Propionibacterium shermani. This is a bacterium that is used in the preparation of Swiss cheese. Okay, and it releases CO2 gas. Due to that CO2 gas, we can see large number of holes are there in the Swiss cheese. And right now I told you how CO2 gas is produced by the microbes. When they respire, at that time CO2 gas is produced. Clear? Now, there is another cheese, that is Roquefort cheese. This cheese is basically ripened with the help of a fungi. Okay, so these are the various types of the household products that we get with the help of the microbes. Now let us talk about the different kinds of the industrial products that are made with the help of microbes. So basically we are having two very important industrial products that we get from the microbes. One is beverages and the second one is liquor. Sorry, and the second one is antibiotics. Basically for the commercial production of these things, obviously we have to grow microbes on a large scale in large vessels. So fermenters are there. Fermenters are the big vessels that are used for the commercial production of microbes. Clear? Now let me talk about the beverages. You are aware of the different beverages that are prevalent in our country like wine, beer, whiskey, brandy, rum. These are the different beverages, and these beverages are made with the help of a microbe, and that microbe is yeast, and the name of that yeast is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the same yeast that I told you in the preparation of bread. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, this yeast here is known as brewer's yeast, as it is used in the preparation of beverages. Okay, now the different type of beverages are there. It is based on the type of the raw material that is being used in the preparation of the beverage, and it also depends on the process of distillation, whether the distillation is taking place or not taking place. Like without distillation, when the distillation is not done, without distillation, there is formation of wine and beer. While these three, whiskey, brandy and rum, these are produced by the process of distillation of the fermented broth. Okay, after the fermentation, the broth is obtained that is distilled in these three cases. If I talk about the raw material, so in all the cases, different type of raw materials are used. Like in case of rum, sugarcane juice it is used. Okay, so like this different kind of raw materials are used in the preparation of these beverages. Now let us talk about the antibiotics. I told you commercially antibiotics are also produced with the help of microbes. First of all, let us understand what is the meaning of antibiotics. It is made up of two words, as you can see, anti and biotic. Anti means against, biotic means life. So basically antibiotics are against life, but this point is valid with respect to the microbes. If I talk about the human being, these are pro-life. These antibiotics, they save our life. Whenever our body is being attacked by any kind of the bacterium, then we take antibiotics. What the antibiotic used to do, they used to save our life and they used to kill the disease causing microbe. Okay, so antibiotics are against life with respect to the microbe, but they are pro-life with respect to the human being. Clear? Now, so antibiotics, these are the chemical substances that are produced by a microbe that can retard the growth of any other disease causing microbe. And even the microbes can be used as an antibiotic. It was a chance discovery. Basically, there was a scientist, Alexander Fleming. He was working with a bacterium. Okay, he was having culture plate, and on that culture plate he was working with a bacterium, Streptococcus. Now one night he forgot to wash the dish. Okay, so now next day what he observed in the plate, there was growth of a mold. That was Penicillium notatum. That mold was of a fungus. There was growth of a mold. And what he observed, wherever the mold was present, wherever, at that point, this bacteria was not able to grow. So from here he said that this mold is secreting some chemical, and that chemical is inhibiting the growth of this Streptococcus bacterium. Okay, and then that chemical was named as penicillin after the name of the mode, that is Penicillium notatum. So penicillin, it was the first antibiotic that was discovered, and its discovery was a chance factor. Even its full potential wasn't observed at that time. When it was discovered by Alexander Fleming, at that time, the full potential of this penicillin was not discovered. When the Second World War took out in the America, then at that time the soldiers, they were treated with the help of this penicillin, and then after that Alexander, Flore, they were awarded in 1945 for the discovery of the penicillin. Clear? So like this, microbes, they are used in obtaining the household products, in the manufacturing of beverages, in the production of antibiotics. Even now, we are having so many antibiotics that are effective against so many deadly diseases like whooping cough, diphtheria, leprosy. These are so dreadfully dangerous diseases, and now we are able to cure them with the help of the antibiotics. And these antibiotics we obtain from the microbes only. So, yes, there are a few microbes that are literally very important. They are playing a very important role in the human life. Now, let us talk about the another useful aspect of the microbes. Microbes are also used in the production of acids, alcohol, enzyme. Okay, let us talk about the various types of the organic acids that are produced with the help of the microbes. There is a fungus named Aspergillus niger. This fungus is used for the commercial production of citric acid. Okay. There is a bacterium named Lactobacillus. This bacterium is used for the commercial production of lactic acid. There is a bacterium named Acetobacter aceti that is used for the commercial production of acetic acid. There is a bacterium called Clostridium butylicum. This bacterium is used commercially for the production of butyric acid. Okay, so microbes are also used for the production of acid. Now, if I talk about the alcohol, then right now I told you about beverages. Right, in the beverages, you know, alcoholic amount is there. They are having ethanol. So basically, microbes are also used for the commercial production of alcohol. And for this, we use a yeast, and the name of that yeast is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Okay, this yeast is used for the commercial production of alcohol. And I told you how this yeast is able to produce alcohol basically by the process of anaerobic respiration. The glucose is there. This yeast basically respires anaerobically, and it results in the formation of ethanol, CO2 and energy. So this ethanol is basically alcohol only. So microbes are also used in the production of alcohol. Now, if I talk about enzymes, then microbes are also used in the production of the enzymes like lipase. Lipases, these are useful in making detergents. They are useful in removing the oily stains from the laundry. Okay. There is an enzyme protease, pectinase. These are used to clear the juices. Basically, the juices that are available in the market, you can just see them, they are quite clear. If you compare them with the homemade juice, actually they are being clarified by the help of proteases, pectinases. There is another enzyme that is streptokinase. This enzyme, this streptokinase enzyme, it is obtained from a microbe, and the name of that microbe is Streptococcus. Okay, so from Streptococcus, streptokinase enzyme is used, and then this enzyme is very much useful. It is used in removing clot busters. Basically, whenever a person undergoes myocardial infarction that leads to heart attack, in that case, what happens? In the blood vessels, clots are formed. Then this enzyme is used to remove those clots. Okay, so it is used as clot buster when a person is undergoing myocardial infarction. Now, cyclosporin A. It is a bioactive molecule which is obtained from the microbes only. Cyclosporin A. This cyclosporin A, it is obtained from a fungus named Trichoderma polysporum. Okay, it is obtained from Trichoderma polysporum. And this cyclosporin A is used as immunosuppressive agent whenever a person undergoes organ transplantation. In that case, there is a requirement for the suppression of the immune system. Then at that time, this cyclosporin A, which is obtained from the microbe, from the fungus Trichoderma polysporum, this is used as an immunosuppressive agent. Clear? The next example is statins. Statins are obtained from a fungus named Monascus purpureus. Okay. So these are the various kinds of useful products that we get from the microbes. So microbes are also useful to us. Am I clear? Thank you.